When I was diagnosed at the age of 32, I had no idea what a melanoma was. A bit of skin cancer, get it cut out and away you go. I used to use solariums when I was in my 20s, probably the biggest sunburns I got. A couple of months before I got diagnosed, I'd used a solarium and I went to put my socks back on and I remember looking at the mole, it was bleeding and it was itchy. My wife kept saying to go and get it checked. I went to the GP, he took one look at it, cut it out straight away, referred me on to Michael Quinn at the Sydney Melanoma Unit, and it was Dr. Quinn's opinion, which saved my life, was they take the free lymph nodes out and one came back positive with melanoma. I used to be a truck driver, I gave that away, I just couldn't go back and drive trucks anymore. You're 32 and you're getting a diagnosis like that, just from a mole on your ankle. I feel really blessed to still be here, that's for sure, and I've lost many friends that had a less melanoma, not with the depth. Mine was almost 2 millimetres and theirs was smaller and they're not here anymore. And I really feel that I'm meant to be here to continue their legacies. Going home and having a lot of time on your hands after you get given the all clear. I was at home for about 12, 13 months. And I had a mate that was a good website builder, so we built a website and we come up with the idea of sunbedban.com. I learned how to approach media and how to advocate to politicians. I would go to have a meeting with someone very excited. They would say, look, why do you want to ban solariums of all things? It's never going to happen. But it just made me more determined. I'd wake up the next day and think, all right, well, I'm going to try a different avenue. There was a community cabinet meeting out at Western Sydney and all the new politicians were up there. And I had these 2 chickens with me. So I had a raw chicken and a cooked one. And they were giving the community members time to ask questions. So I stood up and I said, look, this is a raw chicken. Let's just say it's someone fresh out of school. This is what the skin looks like. And this is a burnt one. And I had all this oil dripping down my arm. And I said, this is what the skin looks like after using indoor tanning. Things just escalated after that. I think it was about probably 3 or 4 months. I got a phone call and they said, yeah, solariums are going to be banned. We hopefully save a lot of lives out of it. That's the most important part. The Australian Skin Cancer Foundation, I founded that in December 2021. So we want to advocate to the government on behalf of people. We go out to schools, corporates. We're out there meeting patients at cafes, family members. We've donated $210,000 now. We kicked off a brand new clinical trial at the Melanoma Skin Cancer Trials Group in Melbourne. We've created our skin check truck as well now. We've got that out there. We've got Michael Clark, the cricket legend, and we've also got NRL legend Braith and Astis. We're only a small team, but we've got a good team. And everyone's been affected by cancer in some way. I've done 5 walks now. The first one in 2014 was Sydney to Melbourne. 17 we did Brisbane to Sydney. 19 we did Adelaide to Sydney. And then last year we did Canberra to Sydney. We've got another one coming up, Merimbula to Melbourne. 621 Ks in 14 days. But the biggest one was Adelaide to Sydney. That was 2,000 Ks in 50 days. We've raised, a couple of $1 million for those walks. Everyone affected by melanoma or non-melanoma skin cancer comes and walks a day with us. And everyone else that joins our walks, they're the ones that inspire me to keep going. And you might get a few blisters or, sore legs, but it's nothing compared to what people with melanoma go through, and that's what runs through my mind. Every time we do the walks, I think of all the friends I've lost. There's a lot of memories there from all my mates that have passed away. And I still remember, I know their names, I know their stories. I've seen a lot. You don't want to die of melanoma, it's not a nice way to die. From one tiny, tiny freckle or mole, it can cause havoc. It's just not worth it. Look, trying to get that tan is just not worth it. The experience of living with melanoma, knowing that, it could come back any moment, there's probably never a day that goes by where you don't think about it. I'm just going to continue my life and continue the fundraising with the walks and supporting others as well. I feel that I'm here for a reason and I've got to continue that and keep making the most of each day. It's a tough journey, but I wouldn't take it back. I think you get to know these people on a different level because they're in the fight for their life. There's good people that have just been, I guess, devastated by this horrible disease. And now they're all on the side of the truck. And every time I park the truck after I finish, I look back and I nod at them and I know. Yep, I know they're with me.